Hello NGIS teachers, this brief tutorial is going to show you how to add Term 2 to your GradeQuick and Edline site. First thing you're going to want to do is bring up your GradeQuick, and you'll notice that if you have your assessments under Term 1 and you only can see Term 1, then what you want to do here is you want to be able to create a second term. To do that, we're going to right click anywhere up here and we're going to add a new test. After you've added a new test, you'll get an error message that it's out of the dates. If you click on the calendar, you'll note that our second term starts October 16th. So any date after that, if you click on that, is the second term. Now that we've changed the date, we're still going to get another warning. That's because we need to call this term 2. And if you double click on that, when you're in View All Terms, if you double click on that, so you get an error message if you're in a single term. Double click on that and change that from a 1 to a 2. And then you'll see that term 2's come up, which is great. Now you can hit OK, and you've added a second term or marking period to GradeQuick. The summary column on the far right of the gradebook, over here, will reflect the overall cumulative grade of all the terms in the gradebook or on a specific semester you may have chosen. However, you may display grades for each term. To do this, choose the subtotals from the View menu. That's back up here. And scroll to the right to see a column for each term in the gradebook. So now you've started term 2. You can say, I only want to see term 2. And now you can feel free to add more tests. Remember, for each time here, you might have to switch these over to a 2. And you might also then have to give these dates that are in the term 2 marking period. After you've done that, you can give these category names. So homework, tests, and project. And after you've done that, you can go up to the grading and weight your categories. This is mostly for secondary, but you can do this in elementary too. Remember, your categories should never be created or destroyed, and you cannot change the category weight once they've been created. So in secondary, make sure that you follow the 3 commandments of categories, and that's, you can find those up on the Edline page as well. Make sure that the categories you're using in any given term always add up to 100. And for example, if you do have categories that you're not using, that's okay. So here I've got my category set up and my terms are set up correctly. If I went to my philosophy page and you saw term 2, you would see, for example, at the weighting here, I have 40, 40, 10, 10, and 40. That's because I'm not giving an essay grade in the second term. I'm substituting that for debate, so I'm having 40, 40, or 40, 10, 10, and 40 for the quizzes. The essay grade has to stay there because that would affect the first term grades if I tried to get rid of it. So I cannot destroy it, it has to stay the same. Even though I'm not using it, it all has to stay there. If I wanted to change the quiz assessments for the second term and say make them worth 30% instead of 40, I'd have to call it by a different name. I'd have to call it quiz 2, for example. There's your brief tutorial on how to set up your term 2 blocks and grading terms and weights. I hope this has been helpful to you. As always, this is Radio Free Dave for NGIS. Have a good night, everyone.